Yikes. Well, maybe I wasn't paying attention during the discussion about this pregame. I'm not sure why my game wasn't consensus game of the week. I think you guys just need another game to talk about after we get done the games of the week. But I had Lions versus Chargers. Uh, you could say the defense wasn't great, but it was a physical game. And everybody fantasy wise that you expected to get some points out of this game pretty much did. Lions win 41-38 on a last minute field goal. The last team that held possession of the ball won this game. The Chargers are known for kind of losing those matchups they did earlier in the season against Miami. So the Lions are in a great position in the NFC. The Chargers are in a very difficult position in the AFC going forward. I don't know if you guys saw a graphic. I believe it was tweeted out by Ari Mirov, but like the AFC is a crazy heated race right now, and there's lots of good records at the top of the AFC right now. So the Chargers, everybody's preseason Super Bowl favorites, have a little bit of a hole to dig themselves out of because they're below 500 right now, and the Lions are going to win their division.
This is funny. I'm looking at this graphic here from ESPN, and the Chargers never had more than a 58% chance to win this game or probability to win this game. That was at kickoff. At kickoff, the Chargers had a 58% probability to win the game. They never eclipsed that through the rest of it.
It was a battle of coaches that have a similar coaching philosophy. Like they go for it on fourth downs. They take more risks generally than other coaches. That's kind of their reputation. But it was at the end of the game specifically, it was masterfully done by Dan Campbell, the way he held onto the ball and made sure that he was watching the final ticks of the clock go off while his team was kicking a field goal. So
They just had to run it on 4th and 5 at one point. They just ran it straight down the Chargers' throat. Like Chargers' run defense is terrible.
Their
but
defense overall is just bad.
the rushing attack of the Lions is something to be feared in the NFC. David Montgomery had over 100 yards, and Jahmyr Gibbs put up 77 with 2 touchdowns.
David
I mean,
Montgomery
they're
had
they're great.
116 for a tud. He had a long, he had a 75-yard breakaway run as well.
Damn.
Love to see it if you owned him in fantasy, but I have Jahmyr Gibbs.
Well, let's not forget about the Chargers too. I mean, Keenan Allen had a hell of a day. 11 receptions, 175 yards for 2 tuds.
But did they win?
They did.
The Chargers charger every single time.
That's how it goes.
Chargers are a decent fantasy team.
That's it.
That's about it. Moving on to the last game of the week over here, I had Browns versus Ravens. Bit of a AFC South, East. Oh wait, it's North. AFC North matchup over here. Ravens shellacked them the first time they played. It looked like it was gonna be another ass whooping again. Started off with Kyle Hamilton. I believe it was like one of the first few plays of the game. Tip ball at the line. He catches it, walks it into the end zone for a pick six. Ravens end up to go up 17-0 at that point. Browns fight back a little bit, not too much in the first half. Deshaun Watson looked god awful in the first half. Figured some stuff out in the second half. OBJ finally got a touchdown again. Good to see that. And then, you know what? The Ravens are up 14 late in that game. Browns ended up scoring 16 unanswered points to come back and win on a last-second field goal. This all could have been avoided if Lamar Jackson didn't throw a pick six, but that's what we get.
Browns with the Kim Kardashian.
You got it, man.
And Sean, I don't want to get too much further away. I do want to tell you, I find you for your stupid AFC North bit because it's the second time you've done it and it's annoying, and I'm finding you for it.
You were laughing. I saw you. Don't do that to me.
I did.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of either the Browns or the Ravens. The Ravens were on a little bit of a tear for a while, and they come back to earth from a Browns team. Obviously, one of the better defenses. Do the Browns have their offense figured out? Like this was a game to make a statement. Is their offense figured out at this point?
I don't think so. This is very reminiscent of last year of how the Ravens were up big in every single game and somehow found a way to blow it in the fourth quarter. So I think it's just last year's Ravens coming out a little bit more because the Browns offense did not look that good.
Yeah, even if what they have figured out is figured out, um, they're not scary to me. So like the Browns are kind of irrelevant from any conversation we need to have about football.
Thought it was pretty funny after the game. Tyreek Hill decided to tweet out, basically saying, there's no Deshaun slander this week. And then somebody else quote tweeted that and said, an abuser defending an abuser.
Oh no.
I thought that was pretty golden.